The Arizona Cardinals voluntary OTAs are officially underway. With head coach Jonathan Gannon leading a press conference today, a lot of different updates to keep you updated everything Cardinals. We're also going to be diving into how culturally different this organization already is. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we cover everything Arizona Cardinals, breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. All right, everybody, let's go and dive right into it. Let's first start off with the OTA/updates from Jonathan Gannon. Now, Jonathan Gannon did held a press conference earlier this morning to start off the OTAs, and obviously a lot of excitement in the air. A lot of people want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray, and it's just a lot of excitement amongst the Valley. But a couple different updates we want to get to is that the Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon have confirmed that there will be a joint practice held for the Indianapolis Colts as well as the Arizona Cardinals together in a joint practice sometime in August to start off before their preseason game. Now, as of right now, there has not been a specific update for, I believe it's 2 preseason games, but we are set to play the Indianapolis Colts anytime between August 15th to August the 18th, and I think obviously we're going to be getting that date a lot sooner, closer to the preseason, but it's definitely really exciting to see the Arizona Cardinals getting involved in another joint practice to kind of get a different look, right, defensively as well as offensively. It's better to kind of have a joint practice, see what a different team's doing, because it kind of gets a little repetitive if you're just kind of doing the same thing with, you know, your current roster right now. Definitely really huge news there. Now, another big thing is that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be going through a offensive line shakeup, not for Verholt, although there was a question asked about Verholt. Is he going to be going to guard or center? Although he can play both per Jonathan Gannon. It definitely seems like Jonathan Gannon is very confident in leaving him in the center position, and I feel like he actually did pretty darn good in the 2023 season in terms of just, you know, playing the center position for the Arizona Cardinals. But what we really want to focus on is that the offensive line is going to have a shakeup. Now, I'm actually really excited about this news because I've been talking about this for probably months now, that I really wanted to see Paris Johnson move over to the left-hand side and get Jonah Williams over to the right-hand side. Now, there was a lot of speculations out there. We even heard Jonathan Gannon come out and say that we're not going to know until week 1 of 2024 season, right? But he ended up coming back and retracting that and actually gave us the information, and he said that they are going to try Paris Johnson Jr. at left, and they're going to have Jonah Williams at the right-hand side. So definitely very exciting. This is definitely something that I actually wanted to see for quite some time, because you don't use a 6th overall pick for a right tackle, right? Now, Jonathan Gannon did come out and say that if there is something that he changes his mind about, he can definitely, you know, make that call. Obviously, he's the head coach. Everything is under his powers. So I'm just excited that Paris Johnson Jr. is actually going to get an opportunity at the left-hand side. And I think he is very, very excited as well, because in college, he primarily played the left-hand side, but was drafted to the Arizona Cardinals, and the main spot what was open was the right-hand side. But he's going to have a lot of reps on the left in OTAs as well as mini camps. So super excited about that. And now let's go and switch over conversations here and just talk about how culturally different the Arizona Cardinals now are. Last year, we ended up hearing DJ Humphries, former left tackle for their offensive line, come out and say, culture change, more of a culture shock. And now this year, we ended up hearing right guard Will Hernandez come out and say voluntary OTAs or mandatory OTAs, right? Much insinuating the fact that, yes, this is voluntary OTAs, but the expectation is that you better be here. Now, let me go ahead and just quote this tweet here that I ended up seeing from Tyler Drake of Arizona Sports, and it says this: one of the biggest takeaways so far from the Arizona Cardinals OTAs is Arizona Cardinal players are not associating the word voluntary with the workouts. They know what is at stake even at May. The buy-in we saw last year has only ticked up in year 2 under Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenfort. So definitely a breath of fresh air, definitely, right? Because we have lived in a world where we've seen OTAs, we've seen this Arizona Cardinals organization kind of treat special players or certain players a special way, right? Now, for example, DeAndre Hopkins sometimes didn't feel like he needed to practice, right? So sometimes you see a lot of players kind of see what's going around, right? And if you're not getting treated equally, no matter if they're actually getting paid more than you are by 2 or 3 times the amount, that definitely leaves a level of kind of not a good look culturally, right? So this is definitely a very, very exciting thing for the Jonathan Gannon-led regime and Monty Ossenfort-led regime, and how culturally different this is appearing, right? We also did hear Jonathan Gannon come out and say that, yeah, the expectation is that you are fighting for a final 53-man roster spot even here in May, which is definitely very exciting because he even kind of came out here and said that nobody's job is certain right now. Obviously, Kyler Murray is QB1, James Conner is RB1, but still, just the level of him putting it out there is kind of really goes to show that nobody's above the team, right? At the end of the day, everybody's going to have to be fighting for a final 53-man roster spot, and it's definitely a breath of fresh air to really see how just culturally different this Arizona Cardinals organization is being ran. Now, so far in this year's OTAs, we ended up seeing Kyler Murray throw a few balls. We ended up seeing Marvin Harrison Jr. catch a few balls. A lot of excitement, a lot of buzz amongst the Valley and how much of an impact Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to make in year one. But a lot of people aren't really talking about on the defensive side of the ball. Darius Robinson, our other first round pick that was picked up in the late part of the first round. He ended up having some clips floating around the X/Twitter world, and it's definitely very, very exciting to kind of see him. Honestly, I think at the end of the day, this guy's just a monster of a man, right? I think there's a lot of excitement from me because Darius Robinson is such a big guy, and I feel like he's going to have such a major impact on this defensive line. Now, obviously, he plays the outside as well as the inside. I would love him primarily to focus on the inside, but that is going to be Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rallis' decision at the end of the day. It's just seeing his movement, seeing his foot skills, seeing the power that he has amongst just what he does. I'm very, very excited about what Darius Robinson can bring to this defensive line. I feel like we're finally going to get some pressure on some opposing quarterbacks. And now another notable thing to talk about is that obviously we now know that the Arizona Cardinals are declining the fifth-year option from Zaven Collins. We ended up seeing Zaven Collins and defensive coordinator Nick Rallis actually working together one-on-one to, I guess, perfect his skills. I think the plan is still to have Zaven Collins to be a primarily guy coming off the edge more than anything. So I think they have a lot of high hopes for Zaven Collins, but this is definitely going to be a make or break type of year for Zaven Collins if he is going to be a future member of the Arizona Cardinals heading into 2025. This is probably his last year to prove it. Let me know here in the comments below if there's a specific rookie that you're really excited about. Thank you so very much for watching. As always, have a great rest of your day and go Cards.